I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The vision of Doral Academy Charter Middle High School is to set the standard for outstanding student achievement while providing a safe and nurturing academic environment.
Good morning, Firebirds. I'm Taylor Blanche. Today is Friday, September 25th, and welcome back to the second edition of our weekly show, The Rise. We have a special show planned to keep you informed and entertained on all the latest happenings. Having officially welcomed fall this week, this weekend's weather will mostly consist of scattered thunderstorms with a high of 88 and a low of 77 degrees. Coming up on today's show, Alaya Mendoza with how social media may actually be benefiting students during COVID, Ella Kunske with some ways to keep your mental health in check, our students battle against each other as they play with a new viral phone game, Esteban Rodriguez with this week's biggest stories, and lastly, your weekly announcements. All this and more coming up on this edition of The Rise. In local news, Miami-Dade County School Board voted on Tuesday to begin in-person classes starting on October 14th. After a 29-hour-long meeting, the board reached the decision to have students in the classroom no later than October 21st. They plan on using a staggered approach in which groups of students will be going back little by little. In national news, Donald Trump is making his short list to find out who should replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg's seat in the Supreme Court. Judge Amy Coney Barrett is one of the few names on the list alongside Barbara Lagoa, who was the first Cuban-American woman on the Supreme Court of Florida. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has already been gaining support in Congress to approve Trump's nominee by the end of the year, while the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, has been speaking on delaying the vote until after this year's election. Sometimes social media can really get the best of us. From mindlessly scrolling to constantly retweeting, it can be easy to feel like it's unproductive. However, Alaya Mendoza offers a different perspective, focusing on our very own FB Digital.
Even though we might not be at school right now, Doral Academy's social media program, FB Digital, has worked hard to make sure us students are still updated while being at home.
Well, we've been using all the platforms basically on social media, meaning from Instagram, Facebook, website, our TikToks, our FB Digital. We're using every social media aspect in order to be able to target each and every one of our age groups within Doral Academy. The benefits to the platform is that we're going to be able to reach teachers, staff, students, middle school, and especially our parents. Besides that, we have students that want to come from other schools and are curious to know, what's Doral like? Who are we? What are we? What type of spirit do we have? So having that social media platform from TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, we reach everybody.
I also spoke with one of the students involved to see how FB Digital has allowed her to express herself creatively.
I love writing, and I think it's the best way to connect with students, not just from our school, but students from other schools, parents, alumni. It really brings us together on social media on so many different platforms. I get to write on the blog, which is a perfect way to voice my opinion. I get to be featured on the podcast. I get to give ideas to other people who work in other forms of social media, and it's a really great way for us to get creative and show what Doral has to offer.
I did advertising as my previous career, so this is barely coming almost 360. And it's amazing how social media now is a massive influencer, especially after COVID. It's been fabulous. It's great. It's stressful because it's on the go. It's nonstop. So hopefully we'll be able to grow the program next year. And not only that, hopefully we'll be able to compete in FSPA.
Signing off for Firebird TV, I'm Alaya Mendoza, reporting.
We know that with online school, things can get really stressful and pile up quickly. However, it's always important to be aware of what you're feeling. Here's Ella Kunske with her advice on how to keep your mindset as healthy as possible.
Good morning, Firebirds. I'm Ella Kunske. Recently, it may feel like you've been assigned more and more assignments and like the world is crashing down around you. Although it may seem like you're the only one, I can promise you that you're not. Today, we're here with the advice of some of our counselors like Ms. Prado to give you some advice on how to deal with anxiety that comes from an isolated education. Tip number 1, it's always important to tell your teachers or your counselors how you're feeling, especially if you feel like you can't do everything you have to do alone. Remember that if you're in class and you're feeling especially anxious, you can send your teacher a private chat, or you can even call your counselor in to help. Overall, it's important to know that your teachers are there to help you and that they want to make your experience as easy as it can be. A way to help you calm down is to practice breathing and relaxation techniques. These can help relieve your stress and ground you. The 5 senses grounding technique is one example of a very useful method to cope. Here you acknowledge 5 things you see around you, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Practicing this lets you know that it's all in your head and it reminds you that you do have control over your situation. Tip 3, take time to love yourself. You can practice mindfulness or any relaxation techniques. You can pray, meditate, journal, make art, listen to music, and overall just do things that make you happy. If you're very busy, just taking 5 minutes out of your day can still make a big impact. And remember to talk to your friends and family to remind yourself how much you're loved. Mental health should be just as important as your physical health. Remember, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it isn't there. Here are some hotlines you can call if you ever need help. Signing off, I'm Ella Kunske.
Being online can be difficult. However, playing video games certainly is not. Among Us has been on the rise lately, and so we challenged our students to show who among us could be a champion player.
Ooh, get away from me. Alright, I gotta do some.
Following me, get away.
I gotta do some tasks.
Oh, you sound very.
That's a little bit stuff, I'm not gonna lie.
You guys have the Travi Patty? I don't.
Oh yeah, the Travi Patty. I don't like med bay. It's kind of boring.
Like a nurse.
This is the best gameplay.
Banana.
No way.
Sound like a minion.
Banana.
No one dead yet.
He's going crazy. He's going off. But
Whoever is the imposter, you're doing a horrible job. No. How do you know all this?
because I've been playing this game like a lot, for 2 months, bro.
That's weird, nerd.
Okay, and I'm not gonna fault you for saying that. I absolutely am, but that's okay.
No,
that's okay.
Are you falsely saying that I'm the imposter? That's me.
All right, you know what? How do I fix this?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's just like one of the tasks. Just do it.
Thanks.
Why just we're late?
Bro, why do I have to go to electrical?
Wait a minute.
What?
Yo, I think it was Oren. I think it was Victoria. She was next to the bodies.
I knew it.
Yeah, you talked a little too much.
Yeah.
I was dead.
Listen,
And
I
no,
carried
no.
the entire squad.
That's true. That's true. No, and even better, Dane walked into storage, was on top of both bodies, and didn't see them.
Press play again. Do not press any.
Since being in quarantine, I found myself constantly reaching for my phone to stay connected. Luckily, Esteban Rodriguez is here to prevent the scrolling and help us sit and listen to this week's trending topics.
Good morning, Firebirds. I'm Esteban Rodriguez here to give you this week's trending topics. Apple has decided to release its coolest new update yet, the iOS 14, which allows you to personalize your iPhones to a whole new level Apple has never done before. Another thing is that you can use Netflix or other streaming apps while using other apps as well. Same thing with FaceTime, there is no excuse to be on pause anymore. Another thing is my personal favorite, the decline button, which allows... see, this is what I need. Yeah, that's what's up. Speaking of updates, Snapchat has this... my next point, Snapchat has decided to release a new filter, the anime filter, which allows you to turn into an anime character. It's been trending all over Twitter and TikTok with the hashtag AnimeFace. The Emmys also happened last weekend where Schitt's Creek, can I say that? It's Schitt's Creek, right? Took home most of the awards. Zendaya also gained the title of Youngest Actress nominee for a drama. Other nominees were able to enjoy the show from the comfort of their own homes, quarantined. Well, that's it for trending topics this week. I'm Mr. Rodriguez. Now back to your anchor.
Since being online, staying up to date is as important as ever. Here are your weekly announcements. Today is the last day to submit applications for National Art Honor Society as well as Doral's Model UN. There will be a TEDx meeting today at 2:30 p.m. in Ms. Santoyo's Zoom. Future Business Leaders of America's first meeting will be today at 2 p.m. in Ms. Garcia's room. There will be cheerleading tryouts today in the A Building Dance Room at 3 p.m. If you're interested, fill out the Google form on their Instagram, @DoralCheer. There will be a social reform meeting in Ms. Maldonado's Zoom on September 29th at 2:30 p.m. There will also be a photo club meeting in Ms. Rizzo's room on September 29th at 2:30 p.m. NEHS College Incubator is back. Have your essay peer-reviewed every Wednesday from 3 to 5 p.m. in Mr. Montenegro's Zoom. Boys soccer physicals will be due on October 2nd to Ms. Lara. Tryouts will be announced on the first week of the return to school. You must purchase insurance to be able to try out. That's all for this edition of The Rise. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media for all the latest updates at Firebird TV. Happy Friday, and from all of us here at FBTV, we hope you have an amazing weekend. We'll see you next week.